are there any moments between Chloe and Michael that would have Lucifer perhaps not very happy?
How much fun would a show like ours be if that hypothetically wasn't explored hypothetically?
Lucifer 2.0.
I'm not Lucifer!
Lucifer told me he had a twin brother.
Nice to meet you. I'm Michael.
Let's talk about this trailer because OMG, Michael is a thing that I did not expect. I mean, I've talked to you guys. Nobody ever even hinted at this, that this could be a possibility. So when you first find out about Michael, how did you react?
Jaw-dropping, silence, could hear a pin drop, gasping. It's one of those things where you always expect a big bad to come in from an outside source, you know, a new guest star, a new this, but to have our headliner also be the big bad, it's like, first of all, you need a great actor, and second of all, you need creative, no F's given writers, and it's such a mind F, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but it's also true to the biblical story, which is what we are. I mean, Lucifer does have a twin. And so what better, it also is so symbolic, right? When you're looking in the mirror and you don't even recognize yourself, or if you're fighting with your inner demons, or your inner devil on so many levels. It was such a brilliant move that no one saw coming, including ourselves.
Welcome home. How do you like the mess I made?
I want to hear about how Michael impacts you guys. Let's start with you, DB. How does Michael impact Lucifer and Amenadiel's relationship as brothers? And also, does this mean that Michael and Amenadiel are also brothers? Yes, right?
Yes. So we're all family, all big one dysfunctional family. And, if people go back actually to season 4, there's a scene between Amenadiel and Dr. Linda, and they're trying to think up names for their baby. And one of the names proposed was Michael.
Yep.
Go back, look at Amenadiel's face and reaction, and that will let you know all that you need to know about how Amenadiel feels about Michael. Amenadiel is not a fan of Michael's at all. And we'll learn why in season 5. Michael comes to the show and Michael causes some havoc, a considerable amount of drama. So it's going to be fun.
I mean, we already saw some drama over the past 4 seasons between Lucifer and Amenadiel, though. So is Amenadiel to blame for these rifts with his brothers? I mean, does he have a favorite twin that he prefers more than the other?
I think it's safe to say that Amenadiel prefers Lucifer over Michael. I think that's safe to say. We all have a Michael, whether that Michael is a brother, a sister, an uncle, a cousin. We all have that person in our family.
Sure. Families are messy. When you shot that episode in season 4, doing the baby names, did you know that this was a possibility?
I did not.
You did not know.
I did not.
At least you guys got to say goodbye. As far as I'm concerned, Lucifer he can go to hell.
Aimee, for you, in the trailer, we see that she's pretty upset that Lucifer never said bye to Ella.
So pissed.
So angry. I mean, she has a right to be angry. So when Michael comes into the picture, does she realize that it's not really Lucifer? Is she just given all sorts of sass and not even thinking twice about it?
Ella is the dumbest, smartest character I know. She can look at a piece of hair on a dead body and tell you exactly what position that person was in. But she is so upset that she may or may not be taking off her shoe and hitting him over and over again in the chest. I cannot confirm nor deny. Poor Tom did take a beating. Ella sees Lucifer like her older brother, and to just have him peace out like that, she's like his little buddy. So so she feels really, really upset about it. She may or may not have left a couple of bruises. I know Lucifer heals fast, but there still were some bruises from Ella's gym shoe on his chest, which we shall see in season 5.
When I talked to, I think it was both of you guys I talked to about, but also I've talked to like Tom and Lauren about this. You guys all said that Lucifer returns pretty quickly after that season 4 finale. When does actual Lucifer come back into the picture to Earth this season? Is that still true?
I don't think that we're allowed to tell you that.
Really smooth.
But we can confirm that Lucifer does in fact come back.
Okay.
He
Well,
does
then
come back.
he does come back before, like during part A.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Does he come back because of Michael, or does he come back for Chloe?
We could tell you we'd have to kill you. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know, DB. What do you think?
I think for some reason it's like being, I feel like we're on the Apollo stage right now, and Aaron's over there with that giant hook, just ready to like yank us off stage. So I'm gonna say, 'cause I know Aaron is out there in the heavens overlooking, and for anyone who wants to know, Aaron is the brilliant publicist who works for Warner Brothers. And so we're just gonna say that Lucifer comes back. We need him to come back. Something has gone terribly wrong, and that's probably all that we can say.
Who catches on fastest to the fact that Michael is Michael and not Lucifer?
Amenadiel.
We got an answer on that one. I'm very impressed.
I'll answer that one. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll find that out pretty fast.
Oh, we do find out pretty fast.
Yeah, we find out. Not Ella, friggin' so clueless, but yes, Amenadiel is smart.
When will Ella realize that she's constantly surrounded by all these celestial beings? It's time. We've talked about this. It's time.
It's time. Like, literally, she is so out of the loop. Still think Lucifer is an actor who gets like no auditions or no gigs. I will say she feels very calm with Amenadiel. She trusts him. I feel like I would love more scenes with you, by the way.
Oh my God, yes.
I think she just has love goggles for everyone. And that hopefully she'll find out at some point.
And also I just wanted to add, because I think I may be wrong about this. Amenadiel might be the second person that finds out about Michael. So I think there might be someone that discovers it right before he does. And since that character is not Amenadiel, I don't feel like I can tell you who that character might be.
Is it a main character?
It's a series regular.
Oh, you are getting dangerously close to fire, DB. You're like,
You're so close, so close.
How about this? Is Michael the biggest villain of the season? Are there other big villains that we should expect this season?
I think Michael's the biggest. We do have the wonderful Dennis Haysbert coming to play God. That's not a secret. Everybody knows that now. Mm-hmm. And I do have to say that was something that I worked really hard for. Dennis and I have great chemistry. And so it was great to just be able to get the two of us back together on screen, which I think is fantastic. And it's not just me. I mean, I would, come to work and I would hear different members of the cast talking about their experience with Dennis. I think people are going to be blown away. There's a specific episode in general where Dennis and Tom have a scene which is just heartbreaking. I know Aimee and Dennis have also one of my favorite scenes of the season. I won't talk about that. Perhaps Aimee wants to, but everyone has a Dennis story, and he's just wonderful to work with.
And he came on set, DB and Tom were both there, and they all hugged, and I'm always like watching and running around and stuff, and it just felt like a real family.
I can't get over that Ella is talking to God and doesn't realize that it's God. Come on.
Ella, yeah, we'll see. That the scene that DB is talking about, Ella's scenes are really kind of, they seem really quickly. Like she'll say something off the cuff to a character, and then that character will remember it and then bring it up in the last act of the show. Like and Dennis's presence is undeniable.
Do we have so much time with God this season because of the brothers all sort of feuding? Is that fair to say that that's the setup?
I think, well, let's just say that God appears for his own reasons. You know, it's not so much, a feud per se, but I think God comes for his own reasons. I also think that, since we did believe that season 5 was going to be our last season, you have to see God.
And I think the other fun thing about having God in season 5 is it really humanizes these celestial characters, right? We see Amenadiel's huge wings, and we see him, at the beginning of the show, have the ability to stop time, and we see Lucifer's devil face, and all of a sudden they just become kids who are getting their wrist slapped by their dad, and so all of a sudden huge, larger than life celestial characters become like us, like kids. So it's a really fun thing to see these larger than life characters just kind of be schooled a little bit by Big Daddy G and still want his approval. So it's
Absolutely.
I just want to hashtag Big Daddy G. That's
Big Daddy G.
my new favorite thing.
I like that. Daddy G.
What about Michael? Why does he come to Earth? We sort of hear him say that he kind of wants to take over Lucifer's life. He wants all of his things, but kind of walk me through, what are his intentions?
I don't think we can say now. I don't think that we can say. Michael has an agenda, and it's going to take us a little while before we realize what his agenda really is. But his agenda is extremely dangerous, and it's going to take the entire family to disrupt Michael's agenda. Okay,
fair. Aimee, you want to add anything?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay, how about this? How does Michael affect Deckerstar? And are there any moments between Chloe and Michael that would have Lucifer perhaps not very happy?
How much fun would a show like ours be if that hypothetically wasn't explored hypothetically?
Well, okay, this was a fan question. I thought it was brilliant, but a fan literally said, if Chloe and Michael kiss, how will Lucifer react?
I can honestly say that if Chloe and Michael kissed, you would probably, I would imagine, Lucifer would be quite upset.
So does it happen?
You're just gonna have to watch.
If it did happen, big if, let's just say it would be scorched earth, because the devil can do that.
Okay, that's fair. How does being in hell affect real Lucifer?
Well, we all know that time is strange down in hell. So I think, fans should keep in mind that, when Lucifer comes back, for him, hundreds of years have passed, I believe. And so being down in hell for that long, I think can really, really affect a person. And it's affected him. When we finally do see him again, it's going to take him some time to repair some of these relationships.
Exactly. It's almost like someone coming back from war for a long time. There is, I think, going to be some, it's a little traumatic for him, and there might be some PTSD that he has to deal with and grapple with, because hell is hell.
speaking of relationships, let's talk about your guys' characters. DB, starting with you, how is fatherhood for Amenadiel in season 5? And how are things, I mean, what's going on with him and Dr. Linda and co-parenting?
I think fatherhood is challenging Amenadiel. I think he, based on everything that happened where we left off, I think he's definitely become the biggest helicopter parent that we've ever saw in our lives. I just think he's really worried, on guard all the time.
Overprotective.
Overprotective. As far as Dr. Linda, I think that they're still trying to figure out how to do this co-parenting thing. I think most of the time they're on the same page. Sometimes they're not. I think that their relationship to each other and with each other is complex, because as it is right now, it's not a romantic relationship. It started out that way, but it's not that way any longer. So I think they're trying to figure out exactly what they are to each other and what that means. I would like to add that there is a callback scene between Amenadiel and Maze that I think the fans are gonna love. And Leslie Ann and I loved doing it, but that's all I can say. I just want to say it's probably a callback scene to the first season and the first time that we saw Amenadiel and Maze in a scene together.
Okay, I feel like that's gonna have all the fans right now a little bit freaking out.
I think so.
Is there any romance for Ella in 5A, like in the first part of this season?
Ella definitely gets some. Woo! Finally, it's very excited. We like watching everyone else get some. Well, except for her little thing with Dan. But
Yeah.
yes, Ella definitely gets some. We are going to see our nerdy, clueless, innocent, optimistic, goofy character, the happiest we've ever seen her, and the most lost we've ever seen her. There's a particular scene that was really uncomfortable for people to watch and really uncomfortable to shoot. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the writers wrote this scene for a character that's just been really consistent despite her, loss of faith and crisis of faith, but she always comes back. We're gonna see Ella. In fact, one of the darkest scenes we've ever done in all 5 years will be an episode that involves Ella.
When you say that, I think of assault. Is that something that's explored, covered this season?
Possibly. It's
wow.
it's really sad. It's really heartbreaking.
Yeah. How does that affect Ella, if you can even?
Ella has a really strong heart, I think, but we don't really see how sensitive she is. You take away her voice and her ability to be her goofy self. It's tough because here's this character who never had a love interest, who never cared what people think, who was super nerdy, who was just in her own lane, who was a girl in STEM. She's like this woman of color in the sciences. Ella doesn't lead with her sexuality analysis, so she just leads with her brain and her heart. And so to have such a self-confident character have their world crumbled because of choices that she thinks she makes, we're going to start to see this little angel of a human wonder if she's a bad person, which is like so heartbreaking. And the little thing I'll say, she may or may not have a scene with a really big celestial character and be like, I'm a bad person. It's just like, oh. So, yeah, the fans will have a little roller coaster ride with the bubbly girl in the most unbubbly situation.
Is there a major cliffhanger in 5A before we get 5B that we should?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It might be. I think it might be the best one that we've ever done.
Wow.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're going to be freaking out a little bit.
Yeah, because I think the fans are going to go, are you serious right now? You just ended it right there?
Yeah.
And they're going to have to wait. So that's how you know a cliffhanger is really successful is the anger level that that people are going to have. But it's a good type of anger.
Is there a specific part of the trailer that fans should pay extra attention to if they want a hint about anything major? Because you know they're going to go back and watch for that part if you guys think.
Yeah.
I know. That's what
I might just say rewatch the trailer and just pay attention to Chloe.
Oh.
Because I think that there's a moment in there I think that might be a little revealing. It goes by fast. It's small. It's really small. But if you break it down, you might be able to at least take a guess about something. I don't know if you'll get it, but you might be in the vicinity.
That's what I'm going to do right after this. Before I let you go, is there a favorite moment of 5A that you guys are most excited for fans to see?
Yes, there's a favorite moment. There's going to be an absolutely epic fight scene. I don't think that's blowing anything, but there's going to be an epic fight scene, and what happens at the end of that epic fight scene is, I think, my favorite moment of 5A.
Okay. All right. Aimee?
I will say some of my favorite scenes this season are actually between D.B and Rachel, because they're hysterical. For me, 5A, I think it is that cliffhanger episode, because I get to do things on the show that I've never done before, and which is very scary for me, just personally as an actor. So for me, I think it was, I think it's that last episode where, I mean, girl, I do not look cute. It's like double chin happening. I completely surrendered to I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. And it was really vulnerable because it wasn't like my safe Ella zone. So for me, that's my favorite. My favorite scene is you don't know what you're made of until you're put into certain situations. And we get to see what Ella's character is made of when she's put in a really, really dangerous situation.